Hi, Sami here. Welcome to another lab. In this one, it is about configuring eBGP on loopback interfaces. Here is our topology for this lab. Here we have two autonomous systems connected with redundant links to provide protection if one of the links fails. In this lab, we are asked to configure a BGP peering between two autonomous systems. The restrictions are not to use an IGP, and the BGP session should not be dependent on any physical interface. Now, please pause the video, try it yourself before watching the solution. Here we are at the routers. I have just copied the initial configuration. Let's start by verifying the IP addresses. So this is routers 1 loopback and its physical interfaces. Let's go to router 2, is its loopback as well, and the physical interfaces. The task set to configure a BGP session that is independent of the physical interfaces. This means that we need to use the loopbacks. Let's check if we have reachability between the loopbacks. Let's do a show IP ceph, the loopback of router 1, we don't have a route. Let's do the same thing here. Show IP ceph, we don't have a route. The task said to not use an IGP, so the easiest way to get reachability between the two routers on their loopbacks is to use a static route. Here we set the next hop of router 2. We have two interfaces, so we need to have two static routes. Here we need to do the same thing. IP route the loopback of router 1, the next hop, and the second one. Now let's check if we have reachability. Always source your pings from the loopback of your router. Here we go. We have reachability. Let's see if ceph is using both interfaces. It does. So here they are. As next hop, we have both gig 1 and gig 2. Let's check here as well. Show IP ceph 2222. Okay, here we go. Now we can start configuring BGP. The local autonomous system is 65001. Our neighbor is router 2's loopback at remote AS 65002. Now we need to specify the interface from which to send our BGP traffic. It is loopback 0. And one important thing is to disable the connected check. We are good here. Let's go to the other router. This is autonomous system 65002, neighbor router 1, remote AS 65001. Here we are not obligated to specify the interface from where to send the traffic. If we don't, we will force router 2 to be a server and router 1 to be a client. But it is required to disable the connected check. Now the BGP session should come up. Here it is. It just came up. Show IP BGP summary. Now we have seen how to bring the BGP session on the loopbacks. This way, if one of the physical interfaces goes down, the BGP session will still use the other. If we wanted redundancy without using the loopbacks, we could have configured two adjacencies, one on each physical interface. But that would have been a little bit too cumbersome. I hope you have enjoyed this lab and see you on next one.